All right. So I think there's three types of people in the world. From what I've seen and as I've watched people, and I feel like we all fall into these categories at different times of our life, but you want to try to stay in a certain one. And so I think those three types are people who make things happen, then you have people who watch things happen, and then you have the people who kind of look around and go, "What the heck just happened?" And so we've all probably been in all three of those, and we can probably think of people who are in different tiers of those right now. And the truth is, I think throughout life we can kind of move in between those at certain times, but we don't want to stay in two of them. We want to be more in the people who make things happen. But we'll kind of float around from time to time, and that's okay as long as we don't stay stuck in those spots. And so the big thing is, I think there's the people who watch things, or excuse me, the people who look around and go, "What the heck just happened?" And I think that's where a lot of people end up falling. And these are the people, and again, I've been there too. But you're kind of just like looking around, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Man, why am I here? How did I get here? How did this person get there?" And you're just kind of along for the ride. You don't really have a plan. You're not really watching other people or learning from other people. And then next thing you know, you're kind of questioning, like, man, why doesn't my life look a certain way? Why am I not doing certain things? Why does this person have a great life and I'm stuck here? And you're just kind of there. You're along for the ride. And so we probably know a lot of people like that. We've probably been that person a time or two ourselves. And then you have the people who watch things happen. And I feel like there's a good bit of people in this group too. And those are the people who they're aware of what's going on. They can see people doing amazing things and they might even think, man, I'm capable of that. Like maybe I should go do something, but they never take the action. They see the people and then they're watching like, man, that person has so much potential. They're wasting their life away. But then they themselves never go. They never do anything. And essentially they're wasting their life away. And so, and again, I've been there for seasons, and I think we all have. But these are kind of the people who you've probably heard the I should have done this, I could have done that. Well, maybe someday I'll get started. I'll get started on that soon, and then that someday, that maybe, just keeps going down the road, and it never becomes today. It's always someday. Now, these are the people who I should have done this, I should have done that, and next thing you know, they've just should all over themselves. If you think I said something else, go back and watch what I just said. But again, I think we all fall into these categories, but next thing you know, it's just going down the road and they have all this potential. They're watching everything unfold. They're aware of what's going on, but they never take action. They never go. They never get it done. And I think a lot of people can get stuck in that category. And then at a certain point, the could have and should have has been so long that it becomes it never happens. I never will. And so the longer you wait, the longer you let that go, the less likely you are to ever go. And so that's where you come to that last type of person. That's the people who make things happen. And these are the people that you kind of look around and they just seem like they have it all put together. They have a great career, or they're building a great business. They have a great family, a great life, whatever it is. And the reality is that everyone has issues. No one has it all figured out. But these are the people that kind of seem like they do. And you look at it and you're like, man, how do I get to that? Why don't I have that? How could I get that? And the truth is, you just have to go. You have to try. You have to just start making progress. And it's never perfect. It's always messy. But these are the people who don't wait for the perfect scenario. They don't wait for the perfect time. They're not talking about someday. They're just starting the day and figuring it out. You never have the answers when you're ready to go, but you just have to figure it out sometimes. And it's messy. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall on your face. You're going to fail, and that's okay as long as you learn from it. But you got to keep moving. And so these are the differences between the people of the people who are making things happen, watching things happen, and then the people who are just looking up and go, "What the heck just happened?" And again, we all know those people. We've all probably been in all three of those. And I think from time to time you'll drift between the three. And I don't think that's necessarily an issue, but I really do think that you have to be able to, if you see yourself slipping into the, oh, I'm going to start that soon. Oh, maybe I can do that, or someday soon when this stuff gets past and I'm past this scenario and life has changed and life has slowed down, I can do it. Um, you can't wait for those times. You got to really just put your foot down and go. And it's just one foot in front of the other. And so, it doesn't always look perfect. It's going to be husbands, wives, single dads, single moms. Like it doesn't always have to be pretty, but you just got to go. And so, I think a big thing is, are you willing to go? Are you willing to take the first step? And the first step's the hardest step. So if you can get that going, that's the hardest part. And so again, if you aren't paying any attention at all, and you kind of just look around and say, man, how did I get here? Well, start paying attention and seeing what's going on. Start thinking about what could you do? Could you make it happen? Is it possible? How could it be possible? And that's the next step. And then moving up to the, well, maybe next month I'll start. Well, no, what about Monday I'll start? Well, how about, what if I just do it today? Why don't I just take that first step today and just see where it goes? And I'll just start taking one step at a time. And that moves into making it happen, where things start to unfold and it starts to multiply and the momentum starts to build. Momentum is not something that just happens. It's something that you create, and you create it by one step at a time. And so if you're trying to build momentum in your life, you see these people who just seems like everything's just going and clicking. It's because they have momentum. But momentum just doesn't just happen. It's not just some magical thing that appears. Momentum is created, and people who are the most successful know how to create momentum and maintain momentum. And so you start to learn how to do those things. But again, it just starts with one action, and then you just repeat it, and you do it day after day, and it's just one small thing. It doesn't have to be moving the world or moving a mountain. It's just taking a step. And so take a step today. Start going out and making things happen, and it doesn't have to be something crazy. You just have to be mindful about it. So get moving,